to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah. Hello and welcome, beloveds, to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life truly on your own terms, in your own story, in your own narrative, beloveds, and just really moving in your own rhythm as well, because it's so critical. The only person you are responsible for, the only person you can save is yourself. And maybe your children who are under 18, but those are stories for other days. I really wanted to continue with this discussion about male versus female power, because there has been such an onslaught and, an attack on the woman, which is why they say Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Like, they don't even want to acknowledge the mother in the whole equation. And there has been so much to hide that the woman was the original, being on this planet. And that it's not Adam, it's not Adam who removed a rib and had Eve. But it's actually Eve who birthed Adam to assist her. And I know some people aren't ready, but the times and seasons demand it. And I'm not talking really about, I'm not here to trigger gender war, men are more important than women, etc., etc. No, but this was a feminine planet first and foremost. And the male and female energies existed within the woman. And there's so many stories, beloveds, before the virgin birth, of women who could literally have, get pregnant and have children without a man. Like spirit would impregnate them. Stories for other days. But with this whole, the spirit, I keep saying that the world is mental before it's physical. And the spirit that invaded this feminine planet was a masculine, predominantly, 100% masculine spirit. And it came to take the powers of the feminine principle. And it thought it came to do it arrogantly. And the reason it happened is because the woman decided to divide herself to, she was a whole being. And this is, I don't want to lose people, but she was a whole being. And she decided to divide the male and the female principles so that they could interact. And, and create different, and the man had different, because the male principles, she took that out of herself. But the male and female both had existed within her. And so when the male was taken out of herself, it now, whatever exists, allows for others to, opens a window for others to come in. So the minute the male principle was removed, was taken from outside of herself, then now an invasive, aggressive, diabolical, male, predominantly conquering energy was able to penetrate the planet. And they have been coming for the secrets of the planet, which are held by women, because women were the originals, beloveds. The melanated woman, let me be specific. My favorite quote is, I met God and she is black. I love it. Anyway, God is even another thing that we need to, but not today. So, beloveds, it's important for us to understand how the everything is back to front and upside down. And there was an invasion that happened, beloveds, of this feminine solar planet, predominantly feminine solar planet, which is why the attack has always been on the woman from the Adam and Eve story, Eve took the apple and blah, blah, blah. It's always been like the woman is the one that brought sin into the world. The woman is the one that did this. The woman is the one that did that. And they've even erased, because beloved, when I was doing my research for my PhD, I tried to look into the story of the women, because we were a matriarchal society, like the majority of Africa, like the majority of the ancient tribes or the ancient nations. And, when I went around, it was totally wiped. And so I asked, because the only thing they say is Gikoyo came, and Gikoyo was the man, like now the Adam. Now this is the story we're told. The Adam came, Gikoyo, and he was shown the Mount Zion and all the around, surrounding areas, and he was told, this is for you. And then, God saw he was alone and decided it's not good for him to be alone. So he brought Mumbi and, a woman. And he didn't create her. He didn't create her from Gikoyo or anything. He presented the woman to Gikoyo. And Gikoyo is the one who called her creator, because he was so in awe of what she could do, and, and gave her that name, Mumbi, the molder of reality. And she had 9 daughters, 10, whatever, it's a long story, but let's just say she had 9 daughters. And, they became the clan. So, the Agikoyo are one of the few tribes that the few nations, tribes is a terrible name, beloveds, but I keep falling, into that trap. But we're one of the few nations that actually names our clans by women. But the whole story is that everyone, the whole nation was ruled by women. It was prosperous, etc., etc. But then now women started taking advantage of men. And so men decided that they were going to get all the women pregnant. And so they got all the women pregnant and they took over. And since then, men have been ruling. I mean, it doesn't even make no sense, but that's as far as it will go. And so I ask, where are the women's societies? It's been totally erased. Which has always had me questioning, beloveds. If we know that we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we know that this invading spirit that tried to conquer the world was masculine in nature, then what if the spirit arrived before the Mzungus ever did? Because there's even, if you want to even go deeper down the rabbit hole, they say some of our scientists actually created, the non-melanated ones as lesser beings, and this is like a scientist, a scientific experiment gone terribly wrong. It's up to you what you want to believe. You should definitely do your research. Remember, it's all about expanding your mind, and don't allow any human story to limit what you think or what you can think or how you can think about the nature of reality. The wilder, the wider you go, the more possibilities will open up to you. So don't be afraid to expand your mind. But what if, beloveds, this invasive masculine energy Welcome back, beloveds, to Wake Up Africa on the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? Special shout out to my Patreon family. Thank you so much for supporting us on that platform. We have some special spiritual books that we're going to be giving you. And thanks to everyone who has sent us a love donation. Yeah, we sent you a special gift in the mail. If you haven't gotten it yet, it's definitely coming soon. So yeah, we're talking all about, my cat Wadada. We're talking all about the fact that this was primarily, or it was originally, a feminine solar planet, and an energy that was masculine in nature invaded this planet to try and come and take the secrets, which were in women, which is why everything Babylon has told us, beloveds, the opposite is true. So turn everything back to front and upside down if you really want to know the truth. If they've told you God is a man, then best believe, the creator is female. If they've told you, Jesus was white, best believe Jesus was not white. Those kind of things, like those are the breakdowns we need. Everything is upside down and back to front. And one of the greatest lies that has been told is about the feminine power and the fact that we are the custodians of this place. And, there is a reason why we birthed men. We did not come from men's rib, and men didn't come from our rib. We were one inside. If you can get this, we were one inside. But for whatever reason, a reason maybe I can't get into everything right now, we separated. That separation was created, and we brought that masculine principle out. And because of the mirroring, the universal law of mirroring, because the masculine came into reality literally as a separate entity, it allowed this other entity that had been trying to invade us for the last, couple thousand years to penetrate and to try and take over. But the secrets are kept by women, which is now why we're seeing this whole thing about, transgender. And now there's a recent report that says, men will be able to have birth in the next 10 years. And we have to question, is there a connection with all our melanated sisters who have been losing their lives? Because now whose wombs do you think they're taking to achieve these, wicked and sinister things? And so what I was saying before the break, what if, beloveds? And now I realize it's not even a what if. But what happened is that the spirit that has mainly used the Mzungu to penetrate this planet and to, rule and have dominion, that spirit was here long before the Mzungu came. Because before the Mzungu came, matriarchy was decimated. What happened then? And if we are, to follow the universal law that everything happens spiritually or mentally first before it manifests physically, then everything that we saw physically happening with the colonization, the slavery, etc., must have already started to permeate our atmosphere spiritually. How long was patriarchy around? I mean, the story of women is gone, and the vow of silence around women is even more intense than among men. So we can only connect spiritually and reconnect spiritually because everything has been erased or is being kept in their chambers, in the Vatican, etc. But you see, it's always been about the woman. They try to make it seem like it's about the man because the man will have to hold them off. But they don't even have a feminine principle, beloveds. Which is why they promote the agenda that they do. That is just anti-nature and has no woman in it, mainly. I mean, they're trying to remove the black woman from everything because the black woman is God. It's deep, but I hope that this encourages you to just look into your own research, because I really believe that the patriarchy spirit that invaded Zion, that invaded Eden, where we went from, a matriarchal system to a system where, I think my great-grandfather had like 22 wives and hundreds of children. And we can say it was a business empire, we can say it was this, and we can say it was that, but already that spirit had come to shatter the women before the Mzungu ever came. Because many ask, how? How was Babylon able to invade Eden? How were they able to do it? First of all, they've used many things, mathematics, time, they came through a dark age, a lower vibrational age, so that gave them the power to do this. But it's because they There was so much that happened spiritually before, because they came spiritually before we even saw them physically. And many of the women of that time, moved into nature and to live to fight another day. But the restoration of this world will come through a woman. Prepare for the female Messiah, beloveds. Or messiahs. As supreme beings, you have to save yourself, but there is a sisterhood that is here that will play a significant role in saving the world. Tuko pamoja.